Diogo Dalot. He pulls the ball, and then Ronaldo! That is out!
Pavan had come for the corner. The last-ditch effort might just backfire. It's a good hit from Juranovic, but it's not on target. But now it's Jerome Roussillon, former Wolfsburg player, to make it 3-1. He must score. Oh, he hasn't. They've somehow kept him out.
He's going to come forward to take it. Messi!
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Jab Sports on Jab Media TV. My name is Shoelace, you can call me Amin. Alright, so last week I introduced you to a new, my co-host. Unfortunately, he has an emergency and is not here today. So today I'm all alone again as usual, right? So before I go into today's episode, today's program is brought to you by EF Metalworks. Anything that has to do with Metalworks, just contact them on Facebook. Just contact Mr. Frimpong on Facebook. Anything that has to do with Metalworks, they are going to sort it for you. Nurturing the American Dream by Frank A.J. Mensah. It's a book that talks about how you can gain success in Ghana without you necessarily trying to travel abroad to gain success. So all you have to do is just contact us on our social media platforms, and then we'll get you a copy of the Nurturing the American Dreams today. Dell Cosmetics and Jewelries. Dell Cosmetics and Jewelries. High quality cosmetics. Explore a range of foundations, eyeshadow, lipsticks, and more from top brands. Stunning jewelries, unbeatable prices, and expert advice. We have special offers. 10% off your first purchase. Use the code JABMedia at checkout. So all you have to do, just go on Facebook, just go on Facebook, search for Dell Cosmetics and Jewelries, and just contact them for any of your jewelries or your lipsticks or any fashion brand. Just go there, Dell Cosmetics. All right. So today's episode, we're going to talk about FIFA Club World Cup fixtures, results, consequences, advantages, and disadvantages. So remember, the FIFA Club World Cup have begun, and then there's a bit of controversies. People are saying that the Americans, because remember, it's being played or it's hosted at the United States of America, and people are saying that people are not purchasing tickets because it's expensive. People are also complaining about fatigue, the players being tired, and everything. So I'm going to discuss about that. Remember, Bayern Munich trashed the team from Oceania, so I think they trashed. I need to check it out, but they trashed a team from this one, I think 10-0 or 11 or something like that. So I have to confirm that. Yeah. So basically, it's going well for some others, not going well for others. Remember, Atletico Madrid lost to Paris Saint-Germain by 4-0. So we'll talk about that also. So also look at the consequences, advantage and disadvantage. Remember, fatigue. The league will begin in August, and then June is almost done. I mean, today is 17th June, and then June is going, and July, and then August, and then the league is back. So we'll talk about that. We'll discuss about that. Then transfer news updates. I'm going to give you some transfer news updates, and then finally, Kotoko became the MTN FA Cup champions. And the question: was it fair? Was it a fair final? Was it a fair final? The reason why I'm asking this question is that a lot of controversies in that game, especially regarding to Kotoko's penalty, the winning penalty, so controversial. A lot of people are saying it's not a penalty. A lot of people are saying it's a penalty. We'll discuss about that. So that's what I'm going to talk about today on today's show on Jab Media. And remember, I urge you guys to subscribe to our YouTube page at Jab Media TV. follow us on all social media platforms at Jab Media TV, and you can also follow me personally on Instagram at i.am.amin, on Snapchat at Mr. Amin, on Facebook at Mr. Amin, and on Twitter also at Mr. Amin. So just follow me, and then let's share our ideas on social media. All right, let's go straight to today's episode. Right, so the FIFA Club World Cup. We all know the FIFA Club World Cup has begun, and then a lot of controversy surrounding it. The fact that FIFA are unable to sell the allocated tickets and they had to reduce prices, and the fact that people are complaining about fatigue, about tiredness. Well, we all know today is 17th June. By July, pre-season has to begin, and then August, league domestic seasons is back. So it's a lot of, and you know, for people who have to even play, for people who have to even go through the long process of qualifying for the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League, their season begins next month. So you can see how tiring it is, and you know the transfer window has opened officially again. So it's a lot of headache. It's crazy, but then, as I said, football is what it is. That's how modern football is, and this is where we've got into in terms of modern football, where there are a lot of matches and football stakeholders don't care. All they want is to make money. All stakeholders care about is they want to make money, so they don't really care about how, you know. Because I mean, if you're paying you 200,000 pounds, 200,000, 250,000, 300, 150, 100,000, they expect you to play a lot of games, right? So that's where, unfortunately, this is where football has got into. But then there's no option to that. You just have to, you know, it's more like you have to manage, and then we move forward. All right. So before I even go through the consequences and I go through some of the advantages and some of the disadvantages, let's look at so far some of the matches that have been played so far in. So let's look at it so far what has been played. Let me go through it and then quickly. So far some of the matches, the group stages, the table, we'll have to go through it and we'll see how that has gone. Alright, so the FIFA Club World Cup kicked off against an African team versus a North American team, right? So specifically what I mean is that it was Al Ahly and Inter Miami. So it was Al Ahly 0, Inter Miami 0, then Bayern Munich 10, Auckland City 0. So yeah, Auckland City is what I messed up earlier. I'm sorry for that. I had them in my mind, but I was mixing me with Melbourne City, sorry. So it was Bayern Munich 10, Auckland 0, then Paris Saint-Germain 4, Atletico Madrid 0, then Palmeiras 0, FC Porto 0. So that was the Sunday fixtures. And then so currently, if you look at the group stages there, if you look at the standings for the FC Group A, FC Porto has 1 point, Palmeiras also has 1 point, Al Ahly has 1 point, and Inter Miami also has 1 point. So Porto from Europe, Portugal precisely, Palmeiras from Brazil, South America precisely, Al Ahly from Egypt, Africa, and then Inter Miami from North America, that's the United States of America. So that's for Group A. Now we also look at the standings. This is for Group C. So Bayern Munich 3 points, Boca Juniors 1, Benfica 1, and Auckland City 0. So Benfica played a 2-2 draw with Boca Juniors yesterday. So imagine Boca were leading 2-0 in the second half. Angel Di Maria was on the score sheet yesterday. And, you know, Di Maria is from Argentina, so when he scored against Boca Juniors, he actually didn't celebrate, and he actually apologized to the Boca Juniors supporters because they are Argentines. And it's an Argentinian team. So that is it for that is for Group C. Then we also have Group B over there. We have Paris Saint-Germain 3 points, Botafogo 3 points, Seattle Sounders 0 points, and then Atletico Madrid 0 points. Yeah, so that is also for Group B, and I'm not surprised seeing PSG top of the table. Then yesterday, so then we also come to yesterday. So yesterday was Botafogo. They beat Seattle Sounders by 2-1. Chelsea also beats Los Angeles Football Club by 2-0. And as I said earlier on, just right now is Boca Juniors 2, Benfica 2. Now Chelsea is in Group D, and as you can see over there, Chelsea has 3 points. Flamingo also has 3 points. Esperance de Tunis has 0 points, and Los Angeles FC has 0 points. Flamingos defeated Esperance Tunis by 2-0. Esperance Tunis is from Tunisia, in case you don't know. They're from the capital of Tunisia, Tunis, Esperance. And they are currently third of the table there. So in today's fixtures we have. Alright, so in today's fixture, so the earlier fixture was between Flamingo and Esperance de Tunis. Now we have Fluminense versus Borussia Dortmund. Fluminense versus Borussia Dortmund. That game will kick off at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Ghana time. Then River Plate versus Urawa Reds. So Urawa Reds is actually from South Korea. They're going to play against River Plate who are from Argentina. River Plate. So that game will kick off at 7 p.m. Ghana time. Then we have Ulsan HD, who are also from South Korea. Ulsan versus Mamelodi Sundowns, who are from South Africa. That game will kick off at 10 p.m. And the Fluminense Dortmund game is basically the that is group. So that's actually, I think, Group F. Yeah. So that game is Group F: Dortmund, Fluminense, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Ulsan. So we'll keep an eye on that. And tomorrow on Wednesday, we have Monterrey versus Inter Milan. That game is at 1 a.m. Ghana time. Then we have Manchester City versus Wydad Casablanca. We have Real Madrid versus Al Hilal, and then we have Pachuca versus Salzburg. All right. So that's some of the fixtures we have. That's some of the fixtures in the first round of the FIFA Club World Cup. Now, a lot of people have shown a lot of concern about the fact that there are a lot of consequences. Remember, the season was very long, because you look at a team like Inter Milan, where let me pick Inter for example. Let me pick the top teams like Inter, like Barca, and Real Madrid, etc., where you play your domestic league, you play your domestic cup, and then you play in Europe throughout the whole season. You had about just 2 weeks break, 2-3 weeks break, and then you are back again for the FIFA Club World Cup. That's very stressful. Very, very, very stressful. And the FIFA Club World Cup, when it ends, I think it will end in July. When it does ends in July, at the time that the FIFA Club World Cup is ending, basically pre-season has started. So you realize that teams that are not participating in the FIFA Club World Cup, like Arsenal, like Manchester United, like Tottenham Hotspurs, like Sevilla, Valencia, whatever, all these clubs, basically at that time would have started pre-season. Now all these top teams will have to rest because they're just coming back from participating for the FIFA Club World Cup. Even if you are kicked off, or even if you are kicked out, which I know most of the European clubs wouldn't, but if in case you are kicked out of the FIFA Club World Cup during the group stage, it's still some form of stress. And then in August, I'm sure within second week of August, league seasons are back, especially England is back, France is back, the following week Germany will be back, Spain and then others will be back. So it's a lot of stress on that, a lot of stress on the players because they will not have enough time to rest. And then immediately the season begins, in September, Champions League is back, Europa League is back, Conference League is back. In England, Carabao Cup is back. Then that is where the whole pressure starts again, and that's where you realize that you start to develop a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries start to develop, a lot of fatigue. So it's absolutely crazy how FIFA has been able to create such a club World Cup when they should have maintained the older system or the older format. So it's tough. I won't lie, it's absolutely tough. And like watching Bayern defeat Ackland by 10 goals to nil. I mean, I wouldn't even want to watch that game. I mean, I didn't even watch, and I wouldn't even want to watch. To defeat a team by 10 goals in professional football, where I learnt the goalkeeper for Ackland works. I learnt, apart from the fact that he's a goalkeeper, I also learnt he works in a factory. In a warehouse. He works in a factory in a warehouse. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it's super crazy. You know, and then I'm not denying the fact of anything, but I know definitely an European club is definitely going to win it. If it's not Barca, it's going to be PSG, or maybe Madrid or City or something, or Liverpool. I know definitely it's going to be. The winner of this Club World Cup is definitely going to be an European club. But I know Africa is not going to win it. I know North America is not going to win it. I know South America is not going to win it. I know Oceania is not going to win it. So it's absolutely devastating, you know, the fact that, I mean, we love football. I mean, most of the time when the season comes to an end, when the Premier League season comes to an end, I get so bored. Because I love international football, but sometimes international football it gets me so bored. You know, it gets me so bored. So I prefer, I normally get bored doing those 2 months because there's no football. And, you know, for people who like betting, that is the time when their money will rest. But they will still miss the fact that they have to deposit money into Sporty and then stake bets. But then for every football fan, myself, my technical team, everybody in Germany, everybody likes football. And at this time, we tend to get bored at this time. You know, we tend to get so bored, and it's normal. That's how it is. I don't know if you guys, and like that's how it is. It tends to get bored. But then you also should understand that no matter how much money players are making, it's stressful. It's absolutely stressful seeing like players play from August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, and some of them in June. Then they literally have roughly around 20 days in June, because they normally play international. So let's say, in a reasonable sense, they have around 20 days in June. They have the whole of, they don't even have the whole of July, because half of July is for preseason, and then a bit of August. So they literally have like a full month, 1 month to rest, and then they are back again for another full entire season. And then FIFA decides that they're going to use that season for what? For FIFA Club World Cup. I've seen that sort of argument that next year's World Cup is going to play in that same time. That one is the World Cup. It's a FIFA World Cup. It's different from the fact that this is the FIFA Club World Cup, which personally to me is not needed. But there again, I'm just a journalist at Jav Sports in Ghana. My voice wouldn't be heard at FIFA, not yet. Hopefully one day I'll have that voice to be able to influence decisions at FIFA, to be able to influence decisions at UEFA, at CONCACAF, at CONMEBOL, Africa, AFCON, CAF. But for now, I don't even have that voice to influence decisions at the Ghana Football Association. How much more at FIFA level? You get it? But then, as a journalist, with the limited audience I have, I still have to back, or I still have to be behind, rally behind the players, because it's not easy. Anybody that plays football knows it's not easy. Charlie, even if you go play ball, I play ball almost every weekend. If like play ball for 2 hours, Charlie, if you sleep the following morning, you go see your back or they pay you. And I know a lot of people hate that argument that they are professional football. Yes, they are professional footballers, yes, but they also need to rest. They actually need to rest. We all know that they need to rest. So that are some of the consequences. But some of the advantages of this whole FIFA Club World Cup is that it also gives the opportunity to clubs like Al Hilal, Mamelodi Sundowns, Esperance de Tunis, Al Ahly. I mean, it gives that sort of idea. It gives other teams from like Auckland like this. I mean, yeah, they lost 10-0. But everybody has gotten to know the goalkeeper, Tracy. Now everybody knows Tracy, right? Everybody has gotten to know that, oh, this guy self crown Charlie, even though he chopped 10 goals, he's the goalkeeper for Auckland City in New Zealand. Look at where New Zealand is at the other side of the world. It's at the Pacific. So far from Accra to Wellington or Auckland, I think it's roughly around 20. I think it's roughly around between 20 to 25 hours, depending on the flight. So Auckland or New Zealand is in a different part of the world altogether. I've seen lots of maps when I can even look at maps and the map doesn't even show New Zealand. And how many people will wake up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in Ghana here or in the northern hemisphere or even around the equator to watch New Zealand? I mean, you're in Ghana here and then you go till 12 a.m. 1 a.m. so they watch New Zealand Premier League. You know, go watch. Now your own league for Ghana, you know they watch. If New Zealand league, you go watch. Even though it's attractive, you're not going to watch it. So FIFA Club World Cup has been able to promote such a player, and I mean, now he has gotten the exposure, he has gotten the hype. His name is everywhere. Some teams might tend to be like, okay, let me. This guy looks hardworking. I mean, he's hardworking. Let me watch something about him. So let me read something about him. You get me? You'll be like, okay, no, you know what? Let me read something about him. And then the team might go and watch YouTube videos, Facebook, whatever, Reels, and we'll be like, this guy is good. And remember, he has played his first match against Bayern. He has 2 more matches. Somebody might see him and buy him. And that's what we call scouting. Scouts are there. Major teams are across the whole world are there with their scouts. Forget about not only the teams that are participating, but other teams that are not participating definitely have scouts keeping an eye on whatever is going on in the United States of America, whatever is going on in Los Angeles. So it's more like promote a lot of players. That's basically what I want to say. To summarize it promotes a lot of players, a lot of coaches. So even though it has its disadvantages, as I've mentioned earlier on, it's still got its advantage where certain players that don't have the hype or don't have the fame, it will project them very well. It would actually project them very, very well, especially when you perform well. You are able to play the way you want to play. It promotes them to a certain level, which I mean gives them that sort of openness. Like everybody gets to know you. Everybody they see you. Everybody will see you and be like, yeah, you know, Charlie, this guy is good. Let's go for him. And that is the whole idea about the FIFA Club World Cup. And that is why I'm gutted that there's no Ghanaian team playing the FIFA Club World Cup. Because imagine you had Kotoko there, or you had Accra House of Folk there, or Midiama, or Adriana. It will promote. Imagine how our local guys will promote themselves over. They will kill themselves over there because they know that if they perform well, they will get a team to see. The target is not about a team. It's not about top clubs. I mean, teams like Malmo from Sweden, like it's like HGK Helsinki, Finland, FC Zurich, Switzerland, not just like Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark, even England's like championship clubs. They will come for you. Championship League, League 1, League 2 clubs, Plymouth, Middlesbrough, all these guys will come for you. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, they will come for you. They will actually come for you because they've seen how good you are. And at the end of the day, our players are being sold to all these clubs, and all these Ghanaian clubs are also making money. Where lies the case? They're not there. Kotoko Hearts are basically the biggest clubs in Ghana. It's not, I wouldn't even say arguably, they're the biggest clubs in Ghana. It's as simple as that. And arguably two of the biggest clubs from Africa. And if they're not there, do you think it's Idwana or Midiama or Bibiani Gold Stars or Insuantruman or FC Nanya who are dying in Division 1 and all those things? No, of course that's not going to happen. So I'm so gutted. And this is where the Ghana Football Association are even supposed to use this as a sort of motivational quote to motivate themselves and be like, we need to promote our league so that the next FIFA Club World Cup and Ghanaian teams will be part. But they don't care. Football stakeholders don't care. The likes of Randy Albi, they don't give a fuck about it. Football stakeholders are so selfish and greedy. They're just like politicians. They are just similar to like, that's why I'm always like, politicians are basically the richest people in the world. Because as a businessman, the money that you make in a year or the profit that you make in a year, a politician can steal it within seconds or minutes. Let's say you sit down and be like, Marcus Rashford is taking around 350,000 per week. That's a huge money, right? So huge. Like, it's a huge money. But that 350,000 a week, a politician can steal it within a day. Within what? A day. The money you make in 1 year, a politician can steal it within a day. As a doctor or as a nurse or as a medical practitioner, whatever, a teacher, you are into it, whether you are into high school or junior high school or whatever, even if you're a professor or lecturer, whatever, whatever profession you do, a lawyer, whatever, a journalist, whatever, like me, I'm a journalist, whatever, anything. At the end of the day, the money you are going to make, in fact, the money you make from the age of, let me say, if you go to school in the right structure, let me take it after national service. So let me take it out by, if you finish school at the age of 22, she finished your national service by 23 years. Okay, so let's say from 23 years to pension, the pension year is I think 60 in Ghana. So from 23 to 60, the money that will make within that year will not even be up to the money a politician in Ghana will steal in a day. In a fucking day. In a day. Just 1 day. Even within 2-3 hours. That shows how corrupt and greedy politicians are. It shows how corrupt and greedy they are. So this is the time when the Ghana Football Association, together with the Ministry of Sports, Ministry of Youth and Sports, together with all football stakeholders, regional football association, whatever, people who are into sports, businessmen who are into sports, this is the time when we have to come together and be like, okay, we have to develop our league for our league to become a better league. And then here we are. I don't even think we are even moved with the fact. In fact, we are not even moved with the fact that Ghana is not going to participate. The Black Stars is not going to participate in the next AFCON. What makes you think that we actually care that no Ghanaian football club is in the FIFA Club World Cup, selling Ghanaian football, selling Ghanaian players? So it shows how far or how down our country has become. Transfer news updates. Let's go straight to the transfer news updates. But before I even go there, let me just jump from the transfer. Let me talk about the Kotoko FA Cup Champions first. Then from there, I come to the transfer news updates. I'll end with the transfer news updates. Now, Kotoko are the MTN FA Cup champions. I wasn't happy because of course, I support Accra House of Folk and I didn't want Kotoko to win. And if I wanted Golden Cakes to win, of course, it's normal. Even as you can see me wearing a Manchester United jersey, I wouldn't want Liverpool to win trophies or City to win trophies. It's normal. My producer is a Barca fan and I don't think he wants to see Madrid win trophies or Atletico Madrid win trophies. It's normal. It's football. So I wasn't happy to see. I wasn't happy to actually see Kotoko win the FA Cup. But there's a bit of controversies in Jal Triumph. That last minute penalty. I don't know if you guys have seen that penalty. I wish I had the video, would have showed you that. But I hope you guys have seen that video. like you've seen a penalty, you've seen the penalty given to. So before I even continue, in your opinion, do you think that's a penalty? Just put tell your opinion. Just put down for the comment section, and then I'll look at it and we'll discuss that next week before we start next week's show. So, or if we can even do a debate online. Instead of me coming to even discuss or address anything, we can do a debate online. Just put your own opinion there and we'll do the debate over there. Do you think that was a penalty? That's the only thing I want to hear. Do you think that was a penalty? Now, you see, this is where sometimes Ghanaians actually feel like, you know what, our football is actually fixed. It's a lot of bribery and corruption, because if you are literally giving such dubious penalties, somebody would think that Kotoko go by the referee, or maybe the football association actually wants Kotoko to be champions. And I'm not going to go into any sort of bribery or corruption because I don't have any proof. As a journalist, the code of ethics says that whatever you talk has to be backed by facts. And I haven't done any research, or I don't have any document or any fact will go with whatever I want to say. So I'm not going to go into the fact that maybe Kotoko are going to bribe the referee, or Kotoko are going to bribe the football association, or the football association has bribed the world. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that because I have no proof. I have no fact to back my argument. But then the penalty was so dubious, like very, very dubious, to the fact that I was shocked when I saw it given as a penalty. Yeah, there might be a contact, but I just feel like it's a minimal contact that shouldn't be given as a penalty. And it actually destroys the beauty of the game. Because I don't get a reason why that should be given as a penalty, to be honest with you. If I talk, people will be like, hey, Charlie, you know they like Kotoko, that's why they complain. If you be harsh, I'll keep quiet. I mean, let's be honest, every human being, it's not like every human being itself human beings, we don't talk the truth. We are actually biased. It's normal. Even we as journalists, where we are being taught that we shouldn't be biased, we should try and hide those biasness. We are being taught that. But sometimes your own sentiments comes into your thinking, comes in place with whatever you want to say, whatever you want to explain. It's normal. But then again, it shouldn't be all the time. You are supposed to say things the way it is for people to actually bring in their own opinion. And that's how it's supposed to be. So, my own opinion, that thing is not penalty. Even though you can give me the argument that shoelace is a class of and that's what Kotoko to me, but that thing there is actually not. To me, in my own opinion, it's not a penalty. I feel like that thing is not a penalty, and I feel like golden kicks were cheated. That's how I feel. I think they were cheated, and you see, this sort of things keeps on going on day in day out in our league, Africa, whatever. It keeps on going all the time, and I don't understand why it should be like that. So me, I don't think that final was very fair. And another criticism I have, that anytime I talk, people will be like, you want to always criticize. If you don't criticize things are not going to get better. What was the point of us playing such a huge final at the University of Ghana Stadium? On that day, right, I was at Nima. I went for a wedding at Nima, so I was in my cousin's room, and I was watching the game. I didn't watch the full game. I watched the whole first half, and I watched the second half. I think the first 5-10 minutes, yeah. And why did the Ghana Football Association allow us to play at that stadium, at the Lagos Stadium? The pitch was so bad. It wasn't even attractive for me. And you see, that's what I always say. You see, sometimes people will be like, Ghanaians don't watch the league, or Ghanaians don't want to watch the league. But what people have to understand is that the league that you people see, apart from the fact that you need the people to promote the league, we also need that the beauty of the league, marketing, advertising, like brand the league very well. It's as simple as that. About a month ago, I started and I spoke about branding. The English Premier League, you guys idolize so much. The UEFA Champions League, you always want to watch that. To the fact that we don't even want to even watch CAF Champions League or CAF Confederations Cup. It's because of branding. And branding is not about you doing adverts or you looking for a brand manager to brand something. No. It's about you getting quality footages, quality infrastructures are all part of that branding. I didn't like it. Why the game should have gone to the Accra Sports Stadium? Because I think that has a better pitch than the University of Ghana Stadium. And then more than 4 or 5 teams are using that same stadium week in, week out. And you expect the pitch to be in a good state. It's never going to happen. Old Trafford is used by Manchester United alone. If they play at Old Trafford this week, next week they are going to away. They have 1 week to make sure that the stadium the pitch is in a good state. A Stadio Camp Nou. When Barca plays at the Camp Nou, Spotify Camp Nou, they play there this week. Next week they are going away. Barca is not going to play there again. Same as the Bernabeu, same as Metropolitano, Villamarin, same as San Mamés, same as the Emirates, the Stamford Bridge, Stadium of Lights, St. James Park, Allianz Arena, Signal Iduna Park, San Siro. That is how it is in all these top stadiums. Johan Cruyff Arena, that's how it is. Rounds Park in Istanbul, that's how it is. Celtic Park, that's how it is. It runs across all these stadiums. Mestalla, Valencia, that's how it is. So you don't wake up just one day and then somebody might play on Saturday and another team will play on Sunday. Next week the same team throughout over 30 matches throughout the season. That 30 matches just for one team. So if Haas is playing there, if this is playing, this is playing there, imagine the University of Ghana will have their games over there too. So why aren't we sitting down to solve issues? Why aren't we solving issues? We are not solving issues. And that's the problem I have. We are not solving issues. We are not solving issues. So the maintenance culture in this is poor. And I was very sad to see the MTN FA Cup being played at the stadium where the pitch wasn't looking good. I don't have a problem with the stadium with the star. I have a problem with the pitch. That's why I have a problem with. The pitch wasn't fit enough to host the MTN FA Cup. It's as simple as that. But nobody cares, as I said. Football stakeholders don't care. Football stakeholders don't care. They don't give a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares. Alright, so once again, congratulations to Kumasi and Sansi Kotoko. I think congratulations to them. I think the season was a good season overall. To win a trophy and qualify for remember since they've won the trophy, they've qualified for the Confederations Cup. So congratulations to them. Even though I'm not happy, the fact that I think the penalty was dubious, and the fact that I also feel like it wasn't the right place to host a final. So I'm not really that happy, but it's Africa, it's Ghana. People don't care about your feelings. Our leaders don't care about our feelings. If they do care about our feelings, the president will come and tell us that they are going to pay Doomsday levy, whilst our ministers are taking, are actually taking allowances on fuel, allowances on clothing, electricity, everything. Whilst all these allowances can be cancelled, and then that money can be used to do whatever you have to do in order to be able to solve our energy and electricity problem. But yeah, they are giving them all these allowances, and the finish will come and also take money from us again. Anyways, we're not doing politics today. But then again, I've also always told the politics is like sports is politics, politics is sports. It runs across because whatever decision that is made politically, it affects us that we are doing sports. So there are times when you are addressing all this, you also have to address a bit of politics. Okay, so transfer news updates. I've told you my transfer news update is brought to you by Fabrizio Romano. You understand? He's one of the most legit journalists out there in terms of when it comes to transfer news. Another person you can also rely on is David Ornstein. But I prefer I don't like me. I prefer Fabrizio Romano because Fabrizio Romano is one of the best journalists in terms of transfer news. And then he's one of the best. No matter what you say, he's one of the best. I mean, he is the best. To be honest, I wouldn't say he's one of the best. He's the best. I think he's slightly better than David Ornstein. He's the best for me. Right. Okay. So 6 days ago, Fabrizio confirmed Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool already agreed deal in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for package reaching 150 million euros add-ons included. Player side already agreed 2 weeks with move now imminent. Wirtz set for medical and contract signing. So in this transfer news, I'm not here to actually discuss about he going to. You all knew he was going to go to Liverpool, which this is a dead news. Everybody out there knows. I added this today because this particular news. I want to talk about that 150 million euros is what I want to talk about. In 10-15 years ago, 150 million euros might get you Ronaldo and Messi together. Can even get to about 4 or 5 players. Today it's getting you Florian Wirtz. The question I'm asking everyone is, does it deserve that amount of money? 150 million euros for Florian Wirtz. Wow, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, football. I keep on saying this all the time that if you compare football now to 20 years ago or 50 years ago, if you compare 10, 15 years ago, you realize that the quality then has dropped. I think 2 months ago, I sat here and I made a comparison. I took Barca for example, and I mentioned the likes of Messi, David Villa, Iniesta, Xavi, Mascherano, Victor Valdez, Gerard Piqué, Pedro. I mentioned all these guys, and I was like, compare these guys to the Barca team now. They are way better than the Barca team now. I mean, the Barca team now is good, but compare the quality, it's better. I use Madrid too, for example. I use the likes of Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Sergio Ramos, Karim Benzema, Mesut Ozil, Angel Di Maria. Compared to now, it's better. I picked United, the same thing. Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Carlos Tevez, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, Patrice Evra, Van der Sar. Better. I picked Arsenal, the same thing. Van Persie, Sanchez. All these guys, including the time of Thierry Henry, Beckham, Toure, Bakary Sagna, Szczesny, was better. Those times Chelsea, Ashley Cole, Ian Robin, Deco, Ballack, Malouda, Michael Essien, better. You pick Liverpool. Maybe even Liverpool self got the same thing, even though at that time they weren't that good. But it's the same thing. Steven Gerrard, Torres, all those guys. Bayern Munich, the same thing. Bastian Schweinsteiger, Philipp Lahm, Thomas Müller. All those guys were all better. So football has actually degraded now. But the funny thing about football is that while the quality has come down, the the price tag has actually increased. Somebody will tell me because of inflation, but it's too much. How about 150 million for Florian Wirtz? It's too much. Yes, it's too much. It's like Man United buying Harry Maguire for 80 million. At that time, it was too much. Or United buy Anthony for around 80-90 million. It's too much. Even PSG signing Neymar for almost 200 million was too much. It was too much. So where the hell is football going to? Hopefully it's able to live to that price tag. I just hope we'll be able to live to that price tag because it's absolutely too much, to be honest with you. Alright, so Andy Robertson. I mentioned last week that Atletico Madrid wants to sign Andy Robertson. And then Andy has been a fantastic, world-class player throughout his career for Liverpool. He has been absolutely top class. Atletico Madrid wants to sign him, but the issue here is that Andy hasn't actually made his mind if he's going to leave Liverpool or not. He says he's now focused on going for holidays. After holidays, he's going to decide where he wants to leave to, whether he's going to accept the Atletico Madrid deal or probably he's going to stay at Liverpool. So that is so far there's no concrete, but Atletico Madrid themselves has also said that they're going to consider Lucas Digne. They are also going to consider Lucas Digne in case Lucas Digne. So in case Robertson, they are not able to sign Robertson, they are also going to look at Lucas Digne. So that is also for that part of it. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now Kyle Walker, David Moyes approves Kyle Walker as ideal target for Everton, with talks underway for a right back. So now David Moyes wants to sign Kyle Walker, but for now nothing has actually happened for now. I remember Fenerbahce is also interested in Kyle Walker. So for now there's nothing concrete. We'll keep an eye on that deal. The Nico Williams deal to Barca. Barca wants to activate the release clause of Nico Williams. Nico Williams is also interested in coming to Barca. Amin has been posting Nico Williams throughout his social media platform since last week. Nothing advanced yet, but Barcelona are now trying. Now this deal seems like Barca wants to actually move Nico to the right hand side, then Amin to the left, or Amin to the left, Nico to the right. Then Rafinha will play as an attacking midfielder. So that is a fantastic idea. But the question is, can they rely on, and Olmo too can come in from the bench and bring in more dynamics. But the issue I have is, can the Barca rely on Robert Lewandowski throughout the season? That is what I doubt. And that is where the Marcus Rashford deal wants to come in place. For now, everything is quiet for now. But anytime I get any information on the Marcus Rashford deal, I will be here to discuss. But for now, the release clause is 58 million euros. So Barca are in talks with his agents, are also in talks with Atletico Bilbao. We'll see how that goes. But there's a huge possibility that Nico Williams will definitely be a Barcelona player. Federico Chiesa, who joined Liverpool last summer, there's a high possibility that Chiesa would leave Liverpool, and this time around his priority is to return to Italy. So he should return back to Italy. Now Chiesa loves Liverpool, let's be honest, he loves to stay, but he feels like he has limited game time. So he would love to leave back to Italy. But for now, there are no team actually right now that wants to make a potential deal or wants to meet the conditions that Liverpool will set. So we'll still keep an eye on the Federico Chiesa deal. But I don't know why Liverpool wants to sell Chiesa. I feel like it's a top class player. Yes, injuries, they've been the injury problem there, but I feel like if they're able to nurture that injuries, he might be a top player for Liverpool this season. So I don't get the decision there, but we'll see how that issue will go. Darwin Núñez is another player another Liverpool player that there's a high possibility that he might leave Liverpool this summer. And currently, Napoli are in talks with Liverpool to sign Darwin Núñez. Napoli are in talks to sign Darwin Núñez. And there are other teams also from Saudi Arabia, and there are other European clubs. But then again, there's a high possibility that he's going to leave Liverpool. We will see which team is finally going to make that deal for Darwin Núñez. As I said, there are proposals from Saudi Arabia, there are proposals from other European clubs, but the main club right now is Napoli, who are currently in discussions with Liverpool and also his team. So we'll see how that will go. And then we'll see how that will go. So these are basically some of the key transfer issues going on right now. And as I said, we'll make sure that we'll give you more updates on transfer window. I mean, the transfer just opened. The second phase of the transfer window just opened. So there are a lot more transfers to go on. A lot of them. So we'll have more to talk about. We'll create a segment or an episode where we'll do only transfer. Or maybe it might be on a different day, not necessarily on Tuesday, where we'll bring in more experts to come in and then we'll have a discussion. And hopefully next week my co-analyst or my co-analyst will be in the studios and we'll have more discussions on sports, on Jab Sports, on Jab Media TV. Right. So before we go, I'd like to acknowledge you guys that, I beg you guys have to follow us, subscribe to our pages, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Just type Jab Media TV, and then you subscribe and follow us. Please do that so we can bring you more content every week here on Jab Media TV. And once again, I'm acknowledge my sponsors, Dell Cosmetics. Anything that has to do with cosmetic and jewelry, just go on social media, just contact them. And if it's your first time purchase, just use Jab Media TV. Just use Jab Media at the counter. EF Metalwork. Anything that has to do with metal, metalwork, whether it's burglar proof, whether there are gates, whatever, just go on Facebook, just type EF Metal and just contact Mr. Frimpong for whatever he wants to do. And then Nurturing the American Dream by Frank A.J. Mensah. It's a book that talks about how you can gain success in Ghana without you necessarily traveling abroad. So just contact us on our social media platform and we'll get you a copy of Nurturing the American Dream. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your support, and hopefully, I want you guys to share on WhatsApp, share on Facebook, share on Snapchat, share on everywhere, so that a lot of people can get to see our sports content, you can get to follow us and subscribe to our pages. Once again, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Diogo Dallo, he pulls the ball, and then Ronaldo! Oh! That is outstanding! A spectacular goal from Alejandro Garnacho!
Pavan had come for the corner. The last-ditch effort might just backfire. It's a good hit from Juranovic, but it's not on target. But now it's Jerome Roussillon, former Wolfsburg player, to make it 3-1. He must score! Oh, he hasn't! They've somehow kept him out!
He's going to come forward.